Hey everybody, it's me, John Anthony Chihawk Soltero. I am the anti-hero, and I'm here today with kind of an inauspicious, it's a small haul, and an art drop. And then also letting you know a little bit about my friend Vic Hollins, who is running a Kickstarter to print her card game called Meow Mayhem. So let me do this first, and then I will get right into Vic's Kickstarter. So I got something that came in the mail, some independent books, and I'm going to open them up right now. So got it open, and this is from Rebel Comics, I believe Rebel Comics. It's a guy I met on Facebook named Caesar Crawford. He worked on this with his son. So it's kind of cool having a family project, comics. So it's 2 copies of issue number 1. It's called Black Star Ghost. Pretty excited to read this. Cover artwork looks great. It is one of 4, so I will definitely be checking out the other ones as well. Now, Caesar signed one of these right here, but he also did a remark on the cover, which is friggin' awesome. I asked him if he would, and he said yeah. So I'm pretty jazzed about that. So this one, I need to get a holder for it, put it up on my wall. I actually found out that I have a couple of different books that are remarked. I've got a Punisher Silent Night. It was a Christmas book signed by Jimmy Palmiotti, and he drew a Punisher skull on it. And then I have a copy of Lenore signed by Roman Dirge, and I actually took 3 books with me to that con, and he signed all 3, and he remarked all 3, and then I gave 2 away to friends. So I've got a couple that are remarked. And this is a limited edition ash can, 17 of 100, so it's a pretty low number of, it looks like it says Carsa Nova, done by Caesar Crawford from, I don't know if it's Revile or Revel, but it's all in black and white. I like this paper that he used. And then signed on the back. Pretty sweet. So that's the legit mail call that came in. And so this is the part that's kind of inauspicious, or with a heavy heart, or however you want to say it. So I recently ended a friendship and a business partnership with somebody. And it, not like business partnership, but I mean, I went to their store to buy comics, and they would have me for events and signings and carried my work and stuff. In fact, they were the first shop to carry my work in Tucson. Did so sight unseen, and had been really supportive of my work. So it was kind of hard that things had to end, especially the way they did. But some of the stuff that I had at the shop was a large quantity of buttons. So I'll be selling these online and on my non-con show. The stuff I didn't even realize. So here's the button back. It was a big Domo versus Agnew print that I did for issue 5 of Euthanasia. And copies of my Boy Who Didn't Like Bananas book. These are some art pieces that I did for some charity events back in the day. With a new Atom. Some of these are really bad. Nightwing and Batgirl. And then this was actually one of my favorites that I ever did, a Bone and Thorn piece. So, yeah, that was the end of everything. And moving on. So, when you tune into NonCon, we'll have some buttons that you can buy. Might be selling some of this artwork, you know. Don't necessarily really want it because it was done for charity, and maybe what I'll do is sell those pieces, and then when they sell, then the money that I raise from them goes to charity itself, and I'll pick something and send it there. We'll go to a good cause. But back to like not quasi-depressing stuff. So I've been working on some sketch covers as well and posting them on the comic book sketch covers group on Facebook. And it actually got me a commission to do a Power Girl piece. So I've been doing some roughs and thumbnails for that, and I'll be working on that soon. This is one I've been working on for a little bit now. Started drawing it last week, I believe, and I just finished it Sunday. And it is obviously Vampirella, Vengeance of Vampirella, but it is her as Slave Leia, or in the gold bikini, the thermal detonator and Han Solo's blaster. I've been either blacking out the backgrounds or I've been trying to add some simple backgrounds, but I've seen some pieces that on the sketch cover group that are really, really nice, just super vibrant and bright colored with no backgrounds. So I thought I'd just stick with that for this one. And then I finally did a Batman black and white sketch cover, but I decided to do it BTAS style with just a splash of color. And so this is Batman villain Roxy Rocket, complete with a rocket and bat signal. And then tried to correspond the splash of color, the chemise that she's wearing, with kind of how her visor looked a little bit in the book. It was kind of this like greenish tinge. But I didn't want to go super, super vibrant. Maybe going a little bit more vibrant would have been good. I tried to color every aspect of this. There's a little highlight right here that's just left undone. And her teeth, of course, are left undone. I should have just gone with a 1% or a 10% on her skin. And then done a little bit of shading. I think she came out a little bit darker than I would have wanted. But overall, really, really happy with this piece. These are all up on my eBay as well. So, and then this was a test. One of my friends, Dmitry Vlachos, who's been a big supporter of the Baba Patrol and my work, got a gift for me because he wanted to see what I could do with it, because I've never worked on a black sketch cover. And so I did Lobo. It's kind of hard to see the outline of his, let me see if I take this out, if you can see it a little bit better. The outline of his hair. I might have to go over it. Yeah. With like a gel pen or something like that. I did this all with Prisma pencils. So it was originally just going to be all white Prisma pencils. And then I started adding in the red for his eyes and the BMF patch. And I was just like, all right. And then I put some brown in for the cigar. But that's pretty much the only color that I added to this. It's all like negative space, which is kind of cool. Sort of like a minimal aspect. I did a really, really light sketching with a graphite pencil and then went over it. But yeah, I may pick up a gel pen and then just throw in the highlights on his hair just so it pops a little bit more. But those are the three pieces I've worked on this past couple of weeks. And then, okay, so that's it. But I wanted to just kind of go over really, really quick. My friend Vic Hollins, who did the Baby Cypress piece, the variant cover for issue 3 of the Baba Patrol, has a Kickstarter currently. There's 10 days left, and it is to create, and she's already finished all the work on it. She just needs the money to do the printing of it. a card game called Meow Mayhem. If you are not following her on Instagram, if you're not following her here on YouTube, if you're not following her on Facebook, please do so. She's an amazing artist. And not only that, she's just a really awesome person. She did the Baby Cypress piece free of charge. She didn't ask for anything in return. I was fully intending to pay her. I was just like, what is your rate for this? And she's just like, don't worry about it. And I thought maybe later we would like end up talking about it. And she said, look, you know, I appreciate what you're doing and I appreciate your work. So no. So I backed the campaign. I backed it on the first day. It's a 25-day campaign. Like I said, there's 10 days left. The goal is 8,500. They're a little above 5,000. They might be at 5,500. So there's still about 3,000 we need to raise to make sure that this game gets printed. The concept of the game is you play one of a number of cats, house cats, and the object of the game is to build up your bad reputation while not letting your karma drop too low. So once you build up your bad reputation as much as it can go and you keep your karma in a good standing, then you win. There are different levels to the game and there are different rooms in the home. There's different objectives to different playing cards that you can use, action cards like chewing up the house plants, licking the family dog, even though the dog doesn't want to be licked, peeing outside of the litter box, tearing up toilet paper, walking across paint sets, which, I mean, if you have cats, I don't have cats, but I know plenty of people who are like, I'm doing homework and the cat just walks across everything. I'm doing artwork and they walk across everything. I'm reading comics and they just walk across. Cats love to do that kind of stuff. And like, and then there's trinket cards, like you get a box, you sleep in a drawer, you get glasses or charms and stuff like that. And then there's punishment cards if your karma drops too low, like being forced to wear a hat, being forced to snuggle. Just a really, really fun concept for this. All of the cards have hand-painted art. Vic did, I believe she said 150, like 100 or 150 different pieces of artwork for this. The awesome thing about the campaign is you can back it without picking up the game if you would like, which is always a nice thing to do. But the game itself, I believe, is $17 to get a copy of the game and get it shipped to you. You can get signed copies of the game. There are higher tiers where like you and a buddy can get signed copies of the game. There are tiers where you can get one of the original pieces that was painted for the game specifically. And then the most baddest heckin' cat around tier is the one I backed, and you get the game, you get it signed, you get the die cut sticker, you get pretty much you get everything that was before, and you get a 5x7 watercolor sketch painting of a family pet. And she did such an amazing piece of my cypress that I'm gonna have her do Foley next. So I'm gonna put the Kickstarter link in the description. Please check it out. If you can't back the campaign, which I understand, it's very, very tough financial times for a lot of people. A lot of people are being furloughed or, you know, just struggling to make ends meet. Please just share the campaign, because the more we get the word out, I know this campaign can reach its culmination, and not just that, to have this really cool game out there, but to help an independent creator and somebody who's done something very, very special for me and does a lot for the community. She's an amazing artist. She's an amazing human being as well. She's super nice. She has no problem sharing tips and techniques and all kinds of things like that. And that is what makes her such a good person to me. There are so many people in the art community, in the comic book community, in any sort of creative aspect community, who are so unwilling to share their trade secrets, even down to the paper they use or the printing. companies that they go through because they want to keep it a secret for themselves. And here's the thing, like, if I have all the tools that you have and you're here with what you're doing, like, I might get to that level as well, but I'm not going to be the same artist you are. I'm going to do it my way. So there's no reason not to share those tips and techniques with people. If somebody's asking you about that, then that means there's something about what you do that means a lot to them and that they can aspire to or want to, you know, improve upon. I can't paint to save my life. One of these days, I'm going to pick up some paints just for fun and watch some of Vic's tutorials. And, you know, if I can paint a masterpiece, great. If I can't, you know, so be it. But it's just a lot of fun. And it's a great way to support somebody who, like I said, has been there for the community, but has also been there for me personally and did such an amazing piece. By the way, the book is at the printers right now. It's not an on-demand printer, so it's going to take a little bit of time. Can take up to 3 months for the printing to happen. Because of COVID, we might be looking at a little bit longer. But here's the thing, there ain't no conventions happening this year. So, I mean, I'm just hoping everybody who backed the campaign can be patient with me in returning that, but it is at the printers, and I'm in talks with them right now. So should hear back from them shortly. Don't forget to check out the link to Vic Holland's Meow Mayhem Kickstarter. It's, oh my God, it's going to be a blast. We got to get this printed. We got to get this funded to make sure that we can all join in the fun of playing Meow Mayhem. I'm sure we could probably do it via Zoom if this whole thing ain't over by the time the game comes out. So stay tuned, check out the campaign, back it, share it, tell your cat-loving, card game, tabletop-loving friends about it. See you later.